My name's Dave DeBoe, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. You know what? A lot of people really like the idea of traveling around the world and investing in real estate from afar. Well, today's guest, Joe Bagley, is doing exactly that. Joe is a professional real estate entrepreneur who is also active duty in the U.S. military. In fact, Joe's zooming in today all the way from, I believe, the United Arab Emirates, if I'm not mistaken. So, Joe, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Dave. It's great being here. I'm out here in UAE right now, currently as we record this, and I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about the backstory. This is fascinating. You're a military guy. I would imagine that keeps you pretty busy. You're out of the country. How did real estate come into your world?
So, as a kid, one of my biggest goals was always to be a real estate professional. My goal was to have apartments in every state. Now I got in the Navy, and some of those dreams sort of kind of died, but I still had the fire in me to, hey, I need to get to apartments. I need to invest. I need to invest. About 13 years of my military career go by. I just read a lot of books, look a lot of podcasts like yours. And then I finally decided to say, like, you know what? That's enough reading That's enough reading, enough
Yeah.
podcasts. Let me just jump right into it. So that's exactly what we did. I was talking to a friend of mine about real estate, and he was like, "Hey, let's be business partners." So I was like, "Okay." So we started an LLC. We jumped to flipping first. We did a unforeseen flip in North Carolina. Never been in North Carolina. Neither one of us.
Unforeseen flip. Define that for me. I've never heard that term before.
So we never even stepped a foot in that state. So we build our investment team, our realtors, all our connections, all from via, on the phone and video calls. Because the idea was if we can put our finger on the map and do business, we can do business anywhere.
Okay.
So we did that during COVID, and then we realized that was the worst thing possible, but we didn't lose any money. We came
Learning
out on
experience.
top.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's a cheap learning experience. I'm glad you didn't lose anybody.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. And then we just decided, it's like, hey, let's just jump to apartments because that's what we really want to do anyways.
Okay.
And so that's when we turned our sights on apartments. We went to a couple of masterminds, networked a lot of great friends. We learned a lot.
Yeah.
We got involved in our first deal, our second deal, and this is where we are today.
Fantastic. Yeah, I know, Joe. I've interviewed a few of the guys that run military-based trainings and masterminds in the States, focusing on multifamily. Yeah, there's some really good groups you guys have down there. So fantastic training, support, mentorship, all that kind of stuff. But I'm curious, you and your partner, you got involved in multifamily investing after doing one not quite disastrous, but not really profitable flip. That's a big jump. That's a big leap. You're both still active duty. You're out of the country. So, what role do you play in these apartment building deals? What do you and your partner, bring to the table?
So for me, I am the guy that loves to go out and meet people and help people. Because in the Navy, I've been through some challenges, been on deployment, almost didn't come back.
Hmm.
When I got back to the States, I was like, hey, I could be gone any day now. Like, how many people can I help? So I have the networking experience. I like to go talk to people and say, hey, what are your goals? How can we help you get there? And we can tie them into real estate, if they align. My business partner, he's more of a professional guy. So
Mm-hmm.
he's all about like, hey, make sure like, everything is in compliance, everything makes sense. Hey, make sure, we don't overlook anything, cross all our T's, dot all our I's.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure we bring the right people with us and grow with us as well.
Very cool. So, if I'm reading between the lines there, Joe, you're really kind of the capital raising guy, your partner's kind of the underwriting guy, making sure that everything makes sense, that you're getting invested in solid deals. And well, let's back up. Maybe if you're open to it, walk me through like that first multifamily syndication that you guys got involved in. Uh, Typically, there are general partners, there are limited partners. Did you guys come on board as a team as part of the general partner team, or how did that work? Just so we understand logistically.
So the very first one, we were limited partners.
Okay,
Um,
investors, yeah,
and they were military friends that I met, and they taught me a lot of stuff. And so we invested our money with that from the flip. But the second deal, we came on as general partners.
nice,
And we went to a different mastermind in Las Vegas.
yeah,
Met like 12 great guys, and we quickly realized we were not the smartest people in the room, which is good because we
yeah,
learned a lot from them. And it was like, hey, Joe, if you guys, want to get into this, you don't have to do everything. It's like, this is a team sport. It's like we can
yeah.
help you find deals. You just bring the capital. So that's what we did. So we got involved with one of the gentlemen, and we decided to just raise capital. We found out it's a little bit harder than we thought,
Uh-huh. Yeah, we
but
all find that out sooner or later for sure. Yeah. But that's what you were bringing to the table for that particular deal.
yes. Yeah.
Cool. So how many because I'm always curious, how many general partners in that deal? And when the smoke cleared, like how many limited partners altogether? I don't know if you guys brought in all the limited partners or some of them, but what does that deal kind of look like, and what kind of property did you buy?
So they were about 12 general partners.
Yeah.
And I think there were about five that were the main sponsors. They were the people who sourced the deal, who wrote the KP,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of us was all capital raisers. And I think that deal brought in probably around 50 or 60 limited partners to that deal.
Nice.
Um, it was a $12 million property out of Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to raise about $5 to $7 million. And collectively, with all of us, we raised money for that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And that, how many units, just out of curiosity? That sounds like a big project.
Yeah, it was 149 units.
Nice. Very nice. Hey, awesome. Hats off to you, man. That's a smart way to do it too, Joe. You get involved as a limited partner first. You and your business partner brought, I don't know, whatever, 50, 100 grand to the deal. You kind of see how it works from the limited partner's perspective. Next deal, you get involved with an experienced group of partners, and you guys jump on board and help raise capital for that deal, and you get to see it from the inside out. And really smart, because not all of the pressure was on you guys to right off the get-go raise $7 million, because that would be a little bit overwhelming, I'm sure. So talk to me a little bit about what you've learned through this process, because now you're limited partners, and I think you've done 2 general partner type deals. Is that correct so far?
We're actually under contract for 2 more right now as we speak.
But 2 have been completed. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So, and more on the capital raising side of things as well. That's your main focus these days.
Yeah, that's our main focus.
Yeah, no, that
With the
makes sense.
capital raising.
Specializing makes a lot of sense. So, what have been your biggest lessons so far on this journey about, number one, finding good partners to work with, the general partners, a good team to work with, and number two, finding limited partners, finding investors for these deals?
So the biggest thing for that we learned about finding general partners is just about networking and telling people what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm a people person, so I like to actually talk to people and see people versus just, email like, hey, come be part of my deal. I was like, well, I'm a warm touch guy, so
Yeah.
I would like to meet you face to face.
So
Just
that's
so
where
I,
those masterminds are really handy, and going to those events and stuff like that in Vegas, correct?
oh yeah, that is very correct.
Yeah.
And that's where you can really see how people act outside of, their professionalism.
Outside of social media, Instagram
Yeah.
filtered lives. Yeah, I hear you. Very cool. Hey, well, that brings up a good point. So without mentioning names or anything like that, what have you seen that kind of popped out to you between the legit guys and the BS guys?
So communication is key.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to you or I'm trying to get some information, I'm in the military, so we like to be blunt, straightforward.
Yeah.
Like when I know you're dancing around a subject, I just want to know the answer. That's how I know you're playing games. And it's like, okay, we're not going to do
Red
business with
flag.
them.
Red
Yeah.
flags going up all over this. Yeah. Sounds like that happened a couple of times.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So that's how you're finding your general partners, you're looking at track record, you're looking at compatibility, you're looking at the BS meter, the spidey senses going off, that kind of thing, which is, there's a lot to be said for that. Now, tell me a little bit about your journey when it comes to limited partners, finding the investors to go along on the ride with you for these multifamily deals.
So far we've been doing 506B, so it's all our friends and family.
Yeah,
We're
B
just
B for buddy, as we say, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
nice.
buddies. And so we're just going through our contacts and asking who do they know and who do they know.
Mhm.
We get to know them. Try to understand their financial situation, see their goals because just because we have deals, it might not be the deal for you. So
Right.
um, we don't say, hey, you should invest with us for every deal. We just find out what fits for you and say, hey, this might be a good fit for you. So you take a look at it and we'll just go from there.
Smart. No, that makes a lot of sense, Joe. Um, yeah, we kind of help people out with the capital raising side of things as well. Are you open to a couple of ideas and maybe tips that might make it easier for you?
Oh, absolutely. Always open to learn.
Yeah. So it sounds, I mean, one thing I love about military folks is you typically work very well with systems and processes. Would that be fair to say? Like
Yeah.
checklists and all that kind of good stuff. And so one thing that we've found that works really well for our clients is not just waiting until we've got a deal on the go to start shaking the tree and trying to raise capital. In fact, what we always try to do is get the investors lined up first and then go looking at deals with a bunch of people kind of waiting in the wings for our next opportunity. So one of the ways that we do this, which sounds like you've done already, is create a list of people that you really want to focus on, right? Your target group of ideal investor prospects. And for this 506B thing, you do want to focus on people that you have that pre-existing relationship with, friends, family members. You're in the military. Good news is you got a ton of coworkers all around the world, right? So you got lots of connections there. But instead of waiting until we got a deal on the go, start a little, and maybe you've done this already, a drip campaign. But here's the trick. Instead of two big ideas for you here, Joe. Instead of dripping details about specific deals, I go in assuming that the person I'm talking to has no clue about real estate investing, right? No clue about multifamily, no clue about syndications. You know, I call this the Reader's Digest level. So I communicate as if I'm talking to an average 13-year-old. And that's not to sound insulting. I'm not insulting your friends or military guys at all. I'm just saying I want to make it easy for them to understand what the hell I'm talking about, right? So if I start spouting out about multifamily investing, number one, a non-real estate investor doesn't have the faintest clue what multifamily investing is. If I say apartment buildings, oh, everybody knows what an apartment building is, right? So I modify the language a little bit, make it really, really simple. And then I talk about the big benefits of investing in real estate versus stocks, bonds, crypto, whatever the hell else, mutual funds, whatever they're investing in, right? Talk about the big benefits, especially in apartment buildings, right? The 8 different profit centers, the 8 different ways that our investors and ourselves make money from these deals. So we talk about that. And then it's all about, hey, if you'd like to find out more, book a call, book a call, book a call. So instead of me chasing after them, I create curiosity and get them to come to me. Does that make sense, Joe?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I
it
like
just I tell you what, because you're a naturally gregarious kind of guy, you're good with people, but this is a game changer because being good with people and then using marketing to get them to put up their hands and come to you, pow, that turns that into an absolute slam dunk a lot more often, at least.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to take that and do that. Sounds
Yeah.
great.
Well, that's awesome, Joe. So what are your plans moving ahead? What are you guys, you and your part? Well, first of all, are you guys happen to be stationed close together, or are you on different areas of the globe right now, you and your business partner?
No, he's in Sacramento. We're both in California, but he's in Sacramento right now.
Okay, so you're both kind of keeping in touch virtually and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
What are you guys' plans moving ahead? Sounds like you got a couple of good deals in the pipeline. What are your goals and aspirations for the next couple of years?
So our goal is to our first goal is to get to 1,000 units.
Mm-hmm.
And then we want to get to the point where we can raise $1 million for every deal. We got system and processes in place. We're family people, so we want to get so many systems and processes where we can step off a little bit and then have, processes. We have people working with us and everything just gets automated. We just want to spend more time with our family. Like I have 3 kids, he has 2 kids, and we're just trying to build this thing so we can spend more time with them.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Joe, congratulations on what you have accomplished already. Hats off to you, sir. That's admirable. I think you're on a great path. I think your combination of people skills and then adding marketing, and now that you got a track record, you got proof of concept, you're very, very well set up for success. If people that are listening to this or watching this want to connect and find out more, how can they do that?
They can go to our Instagram page at JT Holds. And then there's a link to my personal account as well. And then we're also on LinkedIn. You can look me up for Joseph Bagley or JT Holdings Group on LinkedIn as well.
Fantastic. Well, Joe, thanks very much for being on the show. It's been great getting to know you a little bit.
Thank you so much, Dave. Appreciate you for having me on.
My pleasure. All right, everybody, take care. We'll talk to you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.